What's going on? I got another message today. I just want to encourage people to not go back. Do not go backwards. Go forward. And what I mean, do not go back. Uh, a part of life, huge part of life is about growth and elevation and learning from our experiences. And we really only have two options: to either grow or to not grow, stay the same. So I want to encourage people to not go back. Don't go back to that old mindset with those old behaviors. You know, don't go back to those old relationships that were negative, toxic to you and your energy. Don't go back to relationships uh, where you suffered being cheated on or treated unfairly, abandoned, not thought of. It's time to let all those relationships go. Um, this is a very important message, in my opinion, because a lot of people, from my observation, it seems that they have, uh, you know, some real difficulty in letting people go that are no good for them. It's mandatory, it's not optional if you want to grow. If we keep allowing those people, those energies to linger around us, if we keep hanging out with them, if we keep letting them, uh, allowing them to come back in, the main person who's going to suffer is us. And we're not going to be able to experience much growth in areas that we want to see it in. So don't go back to any relationships that have done you wrong. Like I said, you know, I don't care if it's your mother, I don't care if it's your brother, your father, your sister, your cousin. I don't care if it's your best friend. I don't care if it's your son or your daughter. If anybody treats you uh, with disrespect, uh, lack of love, if anybody shows you that they don't care about you, take those signs seriously and close that door, close that chapter. Stop holding on to people that's no good for you. That's really um, one of the number one things that we got to do that people still have a hard time doing. You know, um, like for example, you know, my my parents, they held on to me being illegally adopted uh, purposely. You know, they did it purposely. You know, um, they held on to me being legally adopted because they were manipulating and controlling me, and they were financially gaining from me. So they weren't going to tell me. They were profiting. That's fine. They're getting cut off permanently. You know, and any consequences that need to be presented during the injustices, it will be addressed, and then it will be brought to justice. You can't show no mercy to anyone who has done you wrong. You can forgive. Forgiveness for you, it's for us, but we also forgive in our own time. If you want to forgive someone, you forgive them in your own time, not when they want you to forgive, not when they feel like you forgive them. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you. Um, don't go back. Don't go back to those old jobs. It's not going to get you anywhere. We need to be working for ourselves. We need to be, to a degree, everyone needs to be striving for some type of entrepreneurship, working for yourself. and not allowing other people to control uh, how much you get paid, how many hours you work. Um, Times of that are, dwindling really fast. No one wants to be working 60, 70, 80 hours, a week, just to bring home barely enough to pay all the bills, So don't go back to those old jobs. Don't go back to those toxic coworkers. Don't go back to those negative work environments. Don't go back to those um, bosses and management supervisors who treated you unfairly. Don't go back. Shouldn't even be thinking about going back to none of these things. Should be thinking about going forward. That's what we got to do. Go forward. Don't go back to that old diet. You know, um, I know it's hard to keep, to sustain a healthy diet. You know, but nothing beneficial to us truly is going to be easy. Everything's going to be hard. So you got to put some work in. You got to do it. I got to do it. Other people got to do it. Got to put work in. Whether we like it or not. If we want to grow, you know, there's pain. There's a lot of pain and growth. A lot. But if we can endure, we will succeed. We will survive. We will elevate. Just don't go back. You know. Uh, don't go back hanging around those family members. You know, that have always been jealous of you, uh, envious of you, wanted what you had. You know, talked about you behind your back. Don't go back to those family members. I cut all my family members off. Well, they weren't really my family anyway, so to me it was easy. But I'm different. Everybody's not like me. You know, everyone's different. Everyone has their own mind, their own soul, their own experiences, their own way, their own ways that they process information. You know, own ways that they deal with things. So do I. You know, I deal with things different. I'll cut everybody off. I don't care. I live on this planet by myself and won't even care, you know? But I just want to say, don't go back. If you didn't take anything from this video, do not go back to people, places, or things that you know deep down inside are not good for you. That's how you break the cycle, by change of action, not doing the same thing, not thinking the same thing. It's time to elevate. It's time for a new mindset. It's time for a new career path. It's time for a new healthy diet. It's time for new and healthy conversations. It's time for new and healthy friendships. It's time for new, healthy relationships. But you got to start with the relationship with yourself first. Okay? Don't go back. Peace.